Hey guys, today I'm just going to oversee tasks within the salon today and delegate tasks for each and every one of us. So I think it's important that everybody listens today, and I'm just going to be floating around helping you guys and see if there's anything that I can see that you need help on, and I'm here for help and support. So first off, I want to just delegate a few jobs to you. So with the assistants, your jobs during the day is to make sure sections are cleaned up. I've set up a little sample section here that I'm going to show you, but making sure sections are cleaned up, clients are moved from the waiting lounge, seated down, caped up, gowned up, things like that. When they come in, that they have water, tea, coffee, good customer service, that you make note and make eye contact when they walk into the salon, that they feel welcomed, that you recognise their appearance in the salon, that you've sat them down, if there's not a station ready, that you've sat them down in the waiting area, you've offered them water maybe while they're seating in the waiting chair, and then if they need to go to a station, that you have sat them down with tea or coffee. So it's also just cleaning and maintaining the salon, so making sure that basin areas and things like that once they've been used, that towels are put in the towel bin located next to it, any water spillage has been cleaned up. One, for occupation health and safety, it is a hazard not only for yourself and other staff members, but for clients and other people within the salon. And it also doesn't look great to have heaps of puddles of water around the basin. So making sure, shampoo bottles and things are clean as well. And just stock shelves are maintained as well, and washing up. General cleaning duties. So we like to keep the salon crisp and clean. So that's great. And just maintain, if you can see that a stylist needs help, whether it's plugging in their blow dryer or, helping them set up their trolley if they've got colour necks, things like that, that would be great to do as well. Those little things really do save time. Also as well is that the salon assistant job is to, when making appointments, so using our simple salon system, making appointments, answering phone calls, making sure things like that. We have recently got a new phone number as well within the salon, so making sure everybody receives our new cards with our phone numbers located on the back. That's maintaining good quality service. I also want to individually look at how you are performing. So not only within as a team unit, we are in quite a small salon, so it's really important that we're not all on top of each other, and your roles and responsibilities and your duties, not only in maintaining cleaning duties, but maintaining the easy flow of the salon and of staff members. One thing I want to just as introducing to you is to increase sales slightly. There's a little way that I've thought of is when you're doing your client, normally you have your products on your trolley. See, so I've sprayed in my product and I've put it back there. One way of increasing sales could be spraying in your product. Oh, Catherine, today I'm using the Salty Dog spray, and place it in front of them so they can visually see what you have just put in their hair, grabbing their attention, whether or not they're listening to you or they're on their phones or their iPads or reading magazines. But if you visually put it in front of them, it might catch their eye, and then they can say, oh, sorry, what was that? Or they can visually see. If you can visually see something and pick it up and see it and read about it, you're probably more likely to buy it than me just say, oh, Catherine, I've sprayed in Salty Dog spray. Oh, awesome. If she's reading her iPad or something and she doesn't see me, that's just gone way over her head. Putting it slightly in front of them, not going, Catherine, I'm using Salty Dog spray, but slightly putting it in front of them is a good tool to catch their eye. So that's a little tip that I've done to increase sales. Not pushing sales, because I don't want to push any product onto people, but slightly increasing sales could be by doing that. When you are working within a salon, it's great that we have team goals, and I think it's also important though that you have individual goals and how to set them. An individual goal for everybody in here should be to maintain high customer personal service. So things like I said before, when they walk into the salon, greet them, make note and recognize that they have walked into the salon. Take their jacket, hang their jacket up. If it's raining, umbrella in the umbrella stand. sit them down, grab them a magazine. Even if you are flat out off your feet, make contact with them, offer them some water, put a magazine next to them, make them feel welcome, not they've walked into chaos, which sometimes it is in a salon, but they've walked in and they're not wanted. You're like, oh, my next client has just walked in. Make them feel welcomed. So personal goals within the salon, within yourself, could also be to produce the highest quality of work. So that's also really important as well, is as a team we want to produce that, but individually within yourself, you want to be proud and you want to be happy not only of the personal customer service that you have given, but of your work as well. So I think it's really important. I'm going to be here to help you assist them, that if I can see you're flat out, I'm going to go over there, or it's the assistant's job to go over to your client waiting at the waiting lounge and offer them a glass of water, give them a magazine, say, oh, hi Carol, how are you? And if you can pick up on things that they've said before, it creates that personal connection. Everything with hairdressing is personal, and it's generally one-on-one a lot of the time, especially in this salon. So it's really important that you form that connection with them, and that adds to really good customer service. If Carol told you it was her son's 21st birthday last time she was in getting her hair done, oh, hi Carol, how are you going? How did your son's 21st go? Little things like that, and they go, oh, you remembered, great memory. Things like that builds a connection and builds a relationship with your client, and that's what you want with good customer service. Also, what I want to hand out today is the feedback forms. So the feedback forms that I have here not only will be given to all clients, it is optional. I don't want to push something down somebody's throat, so it is optional. I want all the staff to fill it out as well. There's one related to staff and there's one related to clients. I want you to say, hi Catherine, we're doing a customer service survey and a salon survey. It'd be really great to get your opinion. It can be anonymous because I can give it to you, you can fold it up, leave it at, and all of them will build up on the service counter over there, and then at the end of the day we'll be reading them, but you don't have to put your name if you don't want. You don't have to put anything too detailed. There's just a series of 6 to 10 questions that you can fill out. Honestly, it'd be great to fill that out. It would be awesome if you could take the time to do that. No pressure if they don't want to, don't go pushing it, but just suggest them to do that. So they are the feedback forms that will be given out, and all staff, I would like you to fill them out as well, because that's great. Obviously relating to things of staff matters, that would be great as well. But also just politely say to your clients, it'd be great, and say, we really generally like feedback and we encourage it, and it helps us build as a business and individually. So take feedback positively, not negatively. The other thing that I want to do is problem solving. That if something arises in the salon, that you know how to deal with it. And I'm here for support, but also you should know individually how to deal with a problem and the service of the delivery. So how you can respectively maintaining good customer service, that if an issue arises, how can we do that? So for example, in the salon there is a client that constantly does not show up for their appointments but insists on booking in. A way that to the service of the delivery is to, the famous saying, kill them with kindness. Be really, really firm in what you're saying, but also be really kind. That if they want to book in, Jacqueline, our new system is, if you want to book in, I've noticed the past couple of times that you haven't showed up for your appointment. I'm not sure if something's come up last minute. I'm sure it wasn't intentional, but from now on we require a credit card details to hold down for your appointment to confirm this appointment. That's just the way I'm delivering it is not, oh Jacqueline, you haven't shown up, so what's your credit card details, and we're going to charge you, and bombard them and be really rude. But what we're going to do is just be, sorry Jacqueline, the past couple of times, like I said, I'm sure it's not intentional, but from now on it's our new policy that we require credit card details, to charge you 50% or 25% of your service if you don't show up. So be really nice, things like that, but how you deliver it is really important. The other thing is contingency planning is really important within the salon. So things go wrong, you know, things from a colour taking half an hour longer to lift than it should in highlights, and you've got your client sitting there, to dries breaking down, to not having stock delivered on time. So all of those you need to have contingency planning from. So say for instance, if you have 4 stations in the salon, don't only just have 4 dryers, have 6 dryers. Have a spare one in a drawer that if you know your dry breaks down, you know that you're regularly checking your equipment to make sure that they are working, but sometimes stuff happens. That over here in the drawer, you have a spare dryer. You know, things like that. The other thing is, like I just said, to inspect equipment regularly. So if I want to inspect my equipment, plugging it in, turning it on, making sure that it works regularly and daily. Things like that. If you know you need a particular product or supply for a particular client, it would be great to make sure that you constantly go over to the colour area and check your colours. Have, you know, one extra of colour that you usually use, or making sure that you check your appointments a week in advance, that you know if you order weekly, and we do as a salon, that next week, if there is a client in that you need a particular colour, that you have it there ready for them. Or a contingency plan can be to have a supplier like Hair Health and Beauty, somebody that you can, a supplier that you can rely on, that delivers that last minute you can get stock from. Things like that, or spare dryers, that if your dryer blows, that you know you have spare ones, but regularly checking the equipment is necessary. Making sure that work health and safety and OH&S is really, really practiced within the salon. So with this station, making sure that, you know, your scissors are put away in their container, in their case, clipped up. Making sure that you have all your brushes put away in the drawer. Making sure your dryer is unplugged, switched off before you unplug it, and that the cord is wrapped up as shown. So that when you put that dryer either on the trolley or away in the drawer where they should all be, that not all cords are tangled up. Making sure that capes are folded correctly as soon as the client has left. So checking that there's no colour on them and that they're not dirty. And then folding them up and putting them away, as this can be quite slippery. If left on the floor, can be slid on, or things like that, so putting that away. Wiping down, making sure all product again has been put away. Wiping down benches, putting teacups and water away in the kitchen. Grabbing the broom, having it ready, spraying the section with disinfectant where the client has been. You don't know, even if they're not sick, if somebody at home has been sick or what they've done, so it's always good to maintain good hygiene within the salon. So wipe that down with Dettol. Sweep the section, making sure any hair is a massive OH&S issue and work health safety issue, making sure that all the hair has been moved, so hair is quite slippery. Again, causing issues for not only yourself, but other staff members and other clients. So sweeping that, taking these away, sweeping them to the corner, and using a dustpan and broom to put it straight in the bin so there's not a pile of hair. Any towels, dirty capes, put in the towel bin located next to the basin. Moving the trolley out of the way. That is how following guidelines to clean up a section and how it should be. So assistance, that is going to be your job. The stylist does not have time to go and get the spray and wipe, go and get the mop, go and get the dustpan, check capes for marks on them. That's your job, okay? And the salon software is important as well. So when seeing a client out, coming over here and using Simple Salons, it's really easy to use. So making next appointments, seeing when clients were last in, things like that. And also it's going to have a stock record. So when you're making, when the receptionist job is, this is your job. This is to log in all stock that we have received and putting it into the computer so that we can, that'll give us a gauge that the Simple Salons shows us when all our next appointments are. We can get an overview that it matches up with stock, so we can do a stock take and things like that. And thank you guys for your attention today. I hope I'm going to be here to assist you guys and oversee salon practices and things like that. That's just a quick overview of everything. So thank you for your attention.